Hey, welcome back, Madcap Toys fans. You're back in the toy barn. I hope you're doing fantastic and having a great middle of the week. But before we begin, if you haven't already, what are you doing? Subscribe to the Madcap Toys family. We want you to be a part of us. Also, make sure you gotta hit the bell for all notifications, because each and every time we upload content, of course, you're gonna be the first to know in comments. You know we love them, so just keep them coming. It is a beautiful day here at the toy barn. Sunny, great. Buffy and her friend Panther, our cats, are just laying on the porch, just chilling, sunbathing, having a good day, and the flowers and roses are growing. So excited, really nice, wonderful day. But also too great going on with dropping off packages today from orders that we had and gaining some. I love it when it refreshes, right? When you get all of those packages out and you're at the 0 mark, and all of a sudden the sales start, coming back in. So really thankful for that. We have something to talk about, and that's why you came to this video. So we're going to talk about what is going on when it comes to sellers, or actually buyers that actually on eBay are receiving some messages that postage is due. Now, why would that be? So we're going to talk about that. So I had recently seen that there have been a few buyers out there that have been receiving messages once they get their package that postage is due. And, they're not understanding it. One person said that the seller was offering free shipping, and they received the item saying that that the buyer has to pay postage, which I don't understand that myself. I will tell you this today, and this may be happening to you. We keep getting shipping adjustment email messages through eBay. Not very often, but every once in a while. So Daren, while I was doing my insurance job today, he said, Kathy, received an email message from regular eBay stating that they credited adjustment to your account. eBay's paying you back $1.62 for overage and shipping. And I'm like, that's kind of weird, because it was a not carded, but a in-box action figure. And here at Madcap Toys, we make sure we measure the box, the width, the height, the depth. We also weigh it. We have a postal scale, and we weigh it maybe a good 3 to 5 times to make sure it's exactly the way it's going to be, what the post office is going to say it is, and ship it out. So in our area, 98% of the time, we always have it to where we already know what it's going to weigh, what it's going to be, and have it ready to go out to the post office. So sometimes it's weird, but they're paying me back a little bit. And some ways I don't understand, because, I don't want to knock the apple cart for getting some goodies there, but I don't understand it because we're actually weighing the box before I print the shipping label and measuring. So I don't understand that. But there's some people that they are undercharging. And a lot of times, if this is happening where buyers are receiving notices that postage is due, is for the fact there are some resellers out there. I'm not saying that you, me, or your friends, next door neighbors, but there are some out there that just don't take the time that when they list the item to weigh the item, right, to put it on the postal scale, and to measure the package they're going to put it in. Now, in this case, for DVDs, unless it's a season or a 2-pack or something a little bit heavier, and I always weigh those if I seem to think they're heavier than this, I randomly say with DVDs and Blu-rays most of the time, they're roughly 8 ounces or a half a pound. And then I put them in a 9x8x1 eBay padded mailer. So I know this at the top of my head because I sell a lot of DVDs, Blu-rays, and stuff like that. Same with CDs. Lots of times, I think a lot of them are between 6 to 8 ounces depending. And I make sure it's in a 9x8x1. So usually with this kind of stuff, we normally don't have any problems when it comes to shipping and weight. But if you get something bigger, like something that's an oddball, say for instance, you have for instance, a longer item, etc., and you don't normally ship an item out like this, yes, you're going to want to make sure that you weigh it. And then, of course, you know, weigh the width, or measure the width, the height, as well as the depth, right? When you're listing it. And then, of course, a lot of times I'll even think of even ahead of the bar, and I will make sure that I say, okay, that probably when it sells, it will go into a 15 by 3 by 12 and a priority mail standard box, or a 16 by 8 by 12 grounded vantage box, etc., etc. So a lot of times I will think ahead of the game, especially if it's large and especially if it's heavy, to make sure that I've got it right. We just shipped out, and you guys seen it in the videos, when I shipped out 4 cereal bowls. Those were already pre-packaged by the manufacturer, but before I listed it, I made sure I weighed it and did the dimensions on the box, because that was the box it was going to be shipped in. So all I had to do is slap the label on it. Oh, there's the UPS guy. Slap the label on it, and it was ready to go. So once I was ready to print the shipping label when it sold, it was exactly what it was supposed to be, and it's worked out wonderful. If you got questions, let me know. Hey, also too, have you guys had that issue where if a buyer contacts you and say, hey, they're telling me I need to pay postage, what's going on? Let me know in the comments below. And it could be maybe some oversight, undersight, but a lot of times it's because it wasn't you know, maybe weighed in the beginning or measured in the beginning. So to avoid that, guys, do what you're doing best and make sure you measure everything you get and weigh everything you get. If you're a brand new reseller, one of the best investments to ever make is to get a postage scale. You can get those electronically, the digital ones on Amazon, for like under 20 bucks. So it won't cost a lot. We actually have links in our video descriptions below that if you want to click on that and get it through that route, that makes sense. And of course, if you have Prime, the delivery is free, right? So take advantage on everything you can get. All right, so we're gonna get to it, guys. We have 12 items that we're gonna talk about on Madcap Toys, the Godfather. He's continually making sales here and there. He just got done listing today, getting some pictures for me. Thank you so much, Daren, for that, because I've been late at night listing some of our yard sale items that we just got in the last couple weeks. And I'm super, super excited because a couple of people have already posted for this Saturday that they're going to have yard sales locally. So instead of this week and last week where we were putting into a yard sale, being a part of it, we're actually going to take this next week or two, and we're going to actually go out and go to other people's yard sales and estate sales and see what they have. So I'm excited. In the next day or so, probably tomorrow, I'm going to start seeing if people are starting to advertise, going to get it mapped out, and I'm going to get ready for our route for Friday and definitely Saturday, because I know some people are listing for Saturday only, and that's where we need to be. So we're going to get to it. Again, 12 items on the regular Madcap Toys. And also, I did check your inventory for your cardboard boxes and such. I did that. Found out I needed some 16 by 8 by 12s. I needed some 10 by 8 by 6s and some 6 by 6 by 6s for grounded vantage. And then I also keep in touch looking to make sure I had plenty of priority mail shipping supplies and had that. But I always make sure and do a route. And I found out I was on my last roll of thermal label printer roll for my Dymo thermal printer XL. So that was a note to self. I did that, and I got bubble wrap from American Bubble Boy. So I wanted to make sure that I was stacked and ready to go, because we're getting a lot of yard sale items coming in. Daren's been showing you. We're still listing the video games that we bought last week, the Game Boy Advance stuff, as well as we've got some Stampin' Up! Stamps we're continuing to list too, not including from several yard sales ago. We still have vinyl records to list, we still have cassette tapes to list, DVDs to list, CDs to list, and the list goes on. So we're thankful that we do have a lot of stuff we still need to keep listing. Daren is still refreshing Macari, and we have less than a couple thousand items to do there. And then, of course, eventually he wants to look at re-inventorying the regular eBay account. It is very large, over 10,000 plus items, but we want to make sure we have what we have and make sure that it's on. It's got good pictures, description, etc. All right, so let's pull this up. 2 Madcap Toys. I think that was the bubble wrap that just come in. At least they gave me the high five this morning when I was looking at my Gmail app today. All right, let's pull it up. We had a plethora of stuff, so I'm excited to share with you what was had been shipped out recently. I probably won't ship tomorrow. I've had a few sales, but nothing up. I like to have at least a bag full before we ship, and you know, I might wait until let's see, today is Wednesday, till Friday morning to get that next shipment out. That way we have plenty there. All right, let's get to where we left off. All right, so yeah, this has been happening way VR, right? These croc charms have been selling like crazy, and from this point we have 26 of them left. This is the Wavy R. Is it 13 piece? Yes, 13 piece trendy designer croc charms for girls and women. I think we even sold one of these boxes at a yard sale in the last week too, so it's amazing. Found on the Jordan shelf, and these sold for $7.99 plus shipping to boot. Very good. These are ones that, you know, you list them on and they just start jumping. So we're very, very thankful for that, and all different platforms as well. Now, next up, this doll came from a retail arbitrage about a year ago. We went to the clearance aisle and stacked some of these, so we have a few of these on the Ellie shelf. Hey, Ellie, if you're watching, happy birthday. She will be turning 11 on Sunday. So this was found on her shelf in the very, very back of the toy barn. Jay at Play, Vibe Girl, Sophia, happy Vibe doll. And this doll sold for $22.49 plus ship. So not bad for being on a retail arbitrage. I think we got like 50 to 70% off those dolls, and super thankful for that. So did really well. And next up, from the Hot Wheels, continuing to sell Hot Wheels, guys. Still have plenty here and over there on the wall, but they're still going strong. From 2012, new mint on card, Mattel Hot Wheels Showroom 68 Shelby GT500, found in Toy Tote 1. And this one sold for $6.22 plus ship. So just a little bit of a discount there. Probably about 10% off. Very good. And yes, the yard sale video games are starting to pull through. This was one of the very first ones that we sold. This is the 2004 Game Boy Advance River City Ransom video game. Yes, it was tested. We tried to test all of our video games as best as we can. And this one was a pretty good premium. I think Daren only paid, I'm not really sure, maybe less than $1 for it. And it sold for $25 plus ship. Very, very good. And nice with that. I think I sold one on Madcap Toys Plus last night, which it's very awesome. All right, and next up, from our media buy, a gospel CD, Jesus Loves Me, 25 Bluegrass Mountain Gospel Favorites by various artists. And this one sold for $9.73 plus ship. So may have been a little bit of a premium there. I know average our CDs run usually about $6.99, but sometimes if we comp them, they can crawl up there between $7.99 to $9.99. And next up, already got positive feedback on this one. We found this at a yard sale, and it was really, really nice. I think there was just a slight stain on the inside cover, but nothing that was going, it looked like a little bit of food or something, maybe an ingredient, but it did not take away from the bright, beautiful colors of this book and the recipes itself. 2009 Book International Publications Diabetic Desserts. And this one sold for, ooh, that was really, really good. $5.08 plus ship. I know they already gave us feedback on it. They absolutely love it. Thought it was great. And again, we may have paid maybe about a quarter to 50 cents for it at a yard sale. So did really good. And she got a little bit of a discount there too. All right, and loose figures, they keep happening. They keep selling. 2006 Toy Biz Marvel Legends Daredevil with mask. I told Daren, I said, as soon as I sold that, I thought maybe a new movie was coming out or has come out. And yeah, we found out that he did recently. And he was found in the superhero tote. And this one sold very good. This one sold for $24.98 plus ship. Very, very nice. And again, came with the mask. So definitely was something that someone thought was very cool right now since the movie has been out. And then another action figure, and this one was found on Addy Shelf 2. This is the Mattel Halo Kelly 87 Build-A-Figure Crawler Snipe action figure, brand new in box, never opened. And they took advantage of the monthly discount, and this action figure sold for $39.99 plus ship. And then keeping on going, this one accidentally got free shipping. We don't understand why. I know when you have to be careful when you are listing, we got to make sure when you're scrolling down that that check mark isn't checked when it says free shipping. So maybe that happened. Maybe it happened, you know, during a reset glitch. Who knows? But we just took it as worth and still made a little money on it. Palisades Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within General Hein 12-inch action figure was brand new mint in box, found on the Daren shelf. And this one sold for $23.18 plus ship. And this one's really cute. From Media, from a yard sale buy. Got a lot of CDs here. 1995 CD Capitol Records, The Royal Guardsman Anthology, Snoopy versus the Red Baron. Gotta love Snoopy. And this was found in the Toy Barn, sold for $4 plus ship. So must have been an offer that was accepted on that one. It was really good condition too. And we're still selling these from our Bullseye Playground Target pallet buy. I think we have maybe just one left perhaps, or a couple left. Way back in the back, we have a little box there. This is the Yugo Mini Kids Soccer Ball, 22-inch round. Found in the shed floor box, and this one sold for $3.99 plus ship. So it's tiny. It looks bigger in the picture, but it's a tinier ball there. And lastly, this was a Blu-ray that Daren had trouble finding, but while he was cooking supper a couple of nights ago, I went out here and actually found it in a spot that he had placed it on a shelf. So that was good that we were able to find that. 2013 Blu-ray, The Birdcage 20th Century Fox, and this show sold for $4.78 plus shipping to boot. So it must have been a little bit of a offer sent on that. All right, so yeah, 12 items that have went out, and I guess again we've got pending orders still on Madcap Toys, Madcap Plus, Macari, and I think we had a couple that just shipped on Poshmark. So we'll be talking about those on Friday's video. But what I'm going to do today, guys, I got a little bit more time than usual. Cut out a little bit early on the insurance today because I've got some deals rolling in and a couple of meetings that I've completed. So now I'm going to focus on Madcap Toys, getting more things pictured and listed and ready to be released out on there so people can start buying up things. And then tomorrow night, while I do the same thing, I'm going to make sure that we've got a map set out for Saturday so we can do some yard sailing. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go do that. You guys have been super fantastic, and let me know in the comments below if what we talked about in the video about the postage due, has that happened to any of your buyers, and what do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, bye-bye.